Hi, beautiful people. So, this is a Mayan astrology report for the 22nd of August 2018. And it's fresh off the back of Mercury retrograde, it's fresh off of the back of the eclipse season. And yeah, what a journey, what an experience. And personally, I've really dropped into like a deeper space within myself, and I can really feel the strength of that, and that leads us perfectly into this beautiful wave spell process of yellow warrior. So yellow warrior energy is all about, actually I'm going to sit forward, I was going to like sit back and lean, but I'm very conscious that sometimes people can't hear my thing clearly. So yellow warrior energy is all about being the spiritual warrior. And yeah, what does that even mean? What does that even mean? The spiritual warrior is a warrior of truth, a warrior of heart. And, it's who we all are. It's like this journey of stepping into who we truly are. And I think often, we're so influenced by other people, and that part of us just so wants to be loved by other people. And, that means that it's so difficult to go against the people that we respect and the people that we love. And it's not necessarily this act of going against, it's about going with our heart and ourselves. And, the warrior journey is really about epic responsibility. So it's looking at, as opposed to being a victim of life and of circumstances and of other people, it's really stepping into this warrior that knows that exactly what needs to be happening for evolution is exactly what's happening, So every single challenge is always a gateway, and it's always taking us deeper and deeper into ourselves and into our journey so that we can transform and continue to shine in the way that we have what we're here for. Also within this yellow warrior energy, there's this process of being seen, allowing ourselves to be seen for who we are right now. The warrior energy is like, okay, yeah, this is exactly where I am. This is how my life looks right now. This is how far I've come, and this is where I've yet to go. And, there's this epic acceptance and a reclaiming of who we are. Like, okay, yeah, this bit isn't socially acceptable. This bit probably pisses people off. This bit I'm not willing to look at yet. And it's like, boom, 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 it's all right. It's like staking that claim for acceptance of the self. And the yellow warrior energy is also this kind of journey of seeing that, as I've kind of mentioned, every single thing that's happened within our life has been part of our training. Every single thing that's happened within our life has happened so that we can really claim who we are and step into who we are and be the truth of our being. There's this incredible opportunity within this wave spell to soften, as strange as that might seem, because the warrior is the warrior of heart, and the warrior is the warrior of truth. So there's this amazing energy of like, as opposed to needing to be defensive all of the time and having all of these defenses there that say, you've got a problem, you've done this, or you can't do this to me, or all of these defenses. How can we drop into that space of acceptance and, the strength that comes from vulnerability, the strength that comes from honesty, the strength that comes from gentleness? And, especially this time on the planet, people have been through so much and are going through so much, and it's so easy to cut off. I think oftentimes when we feel that we don't feel anything, and we're not reacting to something, maybe that's a defense, that stops us from actually feeling. And so within this wave spell process, your defenses will probably come up. You'll have the opportunity to really see where you've been a warrior not of heart, and that's okay too. But it's recognizing, okay, I'm ready to let that go now. I'm ready to really soften into this place of acceptance and, being the truth of who we are. And like I say, that might mean that we go against people that we really love and respect, and not in a fighting way, but just in a, okay, that's what you feel and that's what you think, and that's okay. And this is what I feel and I think, and that's okay. And I think a lot of the time this conflict comes from each person wanting the other to see the world and the life and situations in the same way. And when we don't do that, there's this idea that that makes the other wrong, or that makes us wrong. So it's like someone has to be wrong and somebody has to be right. But that's not true either. Being in alignment with our own heart, dropping into that place within ourselves that feels honest and in integrity, that is true. And that person over there, sat in their honesty and integrity, might see things different, and that is okay. It's so okay. So within this 13-day process, there's a real, tomorrow we have a portal day. So in the Mayan calendar, a portal day is a day when the veil between the worlds is thin. And the second day of a Wavespell, the day 2, is always about the challenge. So it's the lunar energy. It's like what's seeking light. The first day is, okay, we've got a little bit of a taste of what's going on. The second day is, okay, this is the stuff. This is the stuff that we're ready to transform. This is what's ready to be put into the cauldron. And tomorrow, with it being a portal day, it's a very strong lunar day, and it's in the energy of Red Earth. And Red Earth is really about grounding and being in this human form. Grounding, yes, it does mean, being very much in the earth, connected to the earth and having bare feet, but it also means allowing our full spirit and the fullness of our being to be expressed. And the fullness of our being is not right or wrong. The fullness of our being is just the fullness of our being right now, with all of its quirks, with all of its edges, with all of its opinions, with everything. To be grounded is to claim that. To be grounded is the Yellow Warrior process. It's the like, this is me and this is how I feel. And I'm giving myself permission, I'm giving you permission to feel and act and do whatever feels right for you, and there's that real like humbleness. So tomorrow we may feel a huge challenge with all of that. On the 23rd, we may feel like, I don't know how to express myself. I don't feel like I'm listened to. I don't feel like I'm heard. I don't feel like I'm seen. And then we bring it back to ourselves, because that's where it always begins. And we're able to look at, okay, so what beliefs within me, what do I hold within me about being seen and being heard and being able to express myself? What is it within me? Why do I prevent myself from stepping forward and being honest? Am I scared of conflict? Am I scared of being rejected? Am I scared of being abandoned? Okay, that's interesting. So what does that link to? What experience have I had, or experiences have I had in my life that have validated this belief and this experience? And then, okay, so these are the experiences that I've had. Then we can use whatever technique we use to diffuse the energy that's held within those parts. So those memories, where we were really abandoned, if that's how we felt as a child, that was the reality of, what we were feeling. So let's open it up, let's cry those tears. The Yellow Warrior is a warrior of the heart that cries, that knows that the strongest thing that you can do is cry. The strongest thing that anybody can ever do is let go. And any time we feel resistance or defensiveness or pushing, beneath it there's always a sadness. There's always a fear, and there's always tears that are really, really ready to be expressed. But often, we've been so cut off from our emotions and cut off from this beautiful fragility that's within us, that we've had to create all of these different mechanisms that are totally unconscious, that pull us away from those tears and that put us in this space of blame. Our personal history is our personal history, but when we're damning people within that, we're still in a victim space. It's not about what actually happened, it's about how that made us feel. And there we reach that point of, yes, okay, I'm empowered. I felt like that. That is how I felt. Not because they made me feel like that, because that was the way that I felt. And I'm going to open that feeling, and I'm going to let those tears flow. I'm going to let myself feel that and really allow that to be released, and then pull myself into myself and know that I'm safe. And then all of a sudden our foundations have dropped a little bit deeper. Our grounding into ourselves has dropped a little bit deeper, because we're no longer tiptoeing on the edge of this abyss of pain. You know, it's like the more that we step into that and allow it to be felt, allow it to open, allow it to be expressed, allow it to be heard, allow it to be seen, then we gain the strength. So there's this great opportunity. So with the Yellow Warrior, you know, we've got the Sword of Truth, and we've got the Shield of the Boundary. And, you know, it's like opening our heart to be able to have boundaries, because it takes an open heart to be able to say no. It takes an open heart to be able to say yes. And I think sometimes we have been led to believe that if your heart is open, then you say yes to everything, and that's not the case. And this Sword of Truth is to really, you know, cut through the illusions that we give ourselves, the illusions that we put ourselves under, and the illusions that others project too. But what it really comes down to is, okay, so this is the path of the heart. And that real recognition of like, oh my God, I have been through so much. Each one of us have been through so much. And we're here. We're here. And that in itself is an incredible thing that we all deserve a medal for. And yeah, so there's that real, within this energy, there's a real opportunity to take epic responsibility for ourselves, to really reframe the past, going from victim to empowered person, and to really give ourselves the opportunity to cry. You know, even though you have this idea of, okay, it's Yellow Warrior, so it's all about strength, it's one of the most vulnerable signs. It's one of the most emotionally expansive opportunities. So if you find it hard to cry, watch a film that triggers you into crying. Reminisce on the past. Open up those things that you feel like you should have got over by now. Let yourself go there and hold yourself there and know that is the healing. Those tears are the healing, and that is the strength to be able to go into our personal pain and sit with it and not abandon ourselves and not check out. That is the strongest thing that we can do in the world, and also the most healing thing that we can do too. So I hope that you have a wonderful Yellow Warrior Wavespell, and I'm sending you loads and loads and loads of love and respect, and honouring your heart and your story, and my heart and my story, and letting go of the need to bypass or blame, or just sitting in that acceptance. Take care, beautiful ones, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Mwah.